YouTube was at Mr. Balzel back with another banger. In this video, Shakur Stevenson turns down Terrence Crawford's offer. Let's get it. Um, Shakur Stevenson wrote on X. He said, "Love you, big brother, but nah. I think me and Javante Davis is the biggest fight in the sport." He says the pay-per-view numbers are going to be out of this world. Watch what I say. So that was his response to Terrence Crawford saying he would love Shakur and Tank to fight on his undercard versus Canelo, right? Bud versus Canelo, Shakur versus Tank. He wanted that to be on the same card. That was his idea. But Shakur said, nah, like, nah. Uh, my fight is a main event type of fight. I mean, and I respect it, you feel me? Because it's true. Tank versus Shakur is the most competitive, the biggest, well, supposed to be the most competitive, biggest fight at 135, right? We know Loma is too old, right? People making excuses about old man Loma, right? When Terrence Crawford older than Loma, right? But everybody making excuses about Loma, they babying him. Oh, the poor old man. He's so old. Oh my goodness, the poor old man. Oh my goodness. Oh, right? They're making excuses for Loma old ass, but Terrence Crawford older than him, and they're gonna give Canelo full credit if he beat Terrence Crawford. So it just go to show you the double standard in boxing. Loma younger than Bud, but they calling Loma old, and they still saying Bud in his prime. So it just go to show you that either Bud, they know Bud way better than Loma, or they babying Loma because they scared of him for him to fight the best. One of the two. Um, but at the end of the day, I've been saying this. Lomachenko is the most overhyped three-loss guy in the sport. And it's cool to lose a fight or two, but when y'all keep calling him the greatest ever, and he got all these losses, and he lost his biggest fights, then you start to think, that's kind of suspect, right? That's kind of suspect. And then when people start making excuses like he too small, all right, cool. Then why did he come to 135 if y'all was gonna make excuses that he too small? You feel me? It's ridiculous. So at the end of the day, I respect Shakur Stevenson for turning down the offer and just being like, bro, I think me and Tank fight gonna be the biggest in the sport. And I mean, him and Tank and Shakur versus Bud. I think Bud Canelo way bigger, right? Let's be real. But after that, Tank and Shakur is a pretty big fight. Um, so like I said, at lightweight, those guys need to start unifying. What's the point of being champion if you don't fight under champions? What's the Why is there so many champions? There has to be one king. One. Now at the same time, they could do something where they like trying to have the more black champions in the division, the better. Because if guys start like that, it would be extremely smart. But they don't think like that. They think of one face, one name. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I would love to see Tank versus Shakur. Extremely competitive fight. Canelo versus Bud. Another fight that's going to be more competitive than people think. That's going to be a tall task for Bud. If Canelo was his weight, but we watches Canelo. Canelo telegraphs punches. His jab not as good as Bud's. His defense is decent, but he exposes himself. Right? We saw Bevo punch him down. We saw Floyd counter punch him down. So at the end of the day, the big fights are going to happen. I hope that Shakur and Tank happen sooner than later because everybody kept saying Devin versus Tank not ready yet. It's not ready. Now it'll probably never happen because Devin Haney outgrew the division. So make the fights happen sooner than later, right? Roy Jones fought B Hop and James Toney while they was all in their prime. Why can't these guys still fight while they in their prime? Then if they lose, they could rebuild and probably get a rematch. But when they choose to fight each other when they're so old, and if they take a loss, it's that much harder to rebuild. It's easy, like they said, it's easy to rebuild when you're young. It's hard to rebuild when you're a 30-some-year-old fighter and everybody thought you was the best ever and you lost, right? Look at Errol Spence. If Errol Spence fought Bud earlier and took that butt whipping, then he could have been to his second, third division by now. But since he waited so long to fight Bud, now he's stagnant on the corner. You feel me? And the same thing, it keep happening. I don't know why Tyson Fury hasn't fought AJ yet, right? Deontay Wilder hasn't fought AJ. I blame that on Eddie Hearn. So it's good for the best guys to fight each other while they relatively in their prime. So if they take an L, they can rebuild, right? That's the best. The best fighting. That's always been the best model in boxing. I don't know when did guys start making it. I think Floyd started making that green print when he started just fighting straight Mexicans and all that shit. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, we want the best to fight the best. We don't care about all the pleasantries, the names. We want the skills pay the bill. We want to see competitive fights, right? Nobody knew who Lamont Roach was really. Well, diehards knew who he was, but nobody expected him to do what he did against Tank, but he came out and he did it. So that just goes to show you we need the best to fight the best. You feel me? So let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the post notification bell. Till next time, man.